Hello everyone, this is Rahul and to have an elaborate discussion on ecological succession. Ecological succession is one of the most important topics of ecology and environmental biology, and it is taught in almost every colleges and universities of India at undergraduate and postgraduate level to the students pursuing courses in environmental sciences, zoology, botany, biological sciences, and allied subjects. So let us begin our discussion about ecological succession. There is an aphorism, nature abhors vacuum. It is very true, and it implies to the process of succession very aptly. So let us see a few definitions, in fact, few standard definitions of ecological succession. Great ecologist E.P. Odum defines succession as an orderly process of community change in an unit area. According to another ecologist, Clements, succession is a natural process by which the same locality becomes successfully colonized by different groups of communities. Such an orderly and progressive replacement of one community by another until a stable community called climax community occupies their area is called ecological succession. There are various definitions of ecological succession, but I find these two definitions very standard and appropriate, so I have shared with you people. As already mentioned, ecological succession is a series of progressive changes in the species that make up a community over time. Ecologists usually identify two types of succession which differ in their starting points. The first one is primary succession, where newly exposed or newly formed rock is colonized by living things for the first time. And the second one is secondary succession, where an area that was previously occupied by living things is disturbed, then recolonized following the disturbance. Various ecologists have identified various types of ecological succession, but these are two primary types. Now let us see few characteristic differences between primary succession and secondary succession. Primary succession begins with no life, whereas secondary succession follows removal of existing biota, that is flora and fauna. During primary succession, the initial stage has no soil present, whereas in secondary succession, soil is already present because the pre-existing life forms uh, have been degraded and they leave organic matter in the present soil. In primary succession, every time the succession takes place in a new area, for example, a volcanic island, whereas secondary succession takes place in an old area, for example, following a bushfire. Primary succession includes appearance of lichens and mosses for the first time. It also includes appearance of algae and lower organisms. Secondary succession includes the area where seeds and roots are already present. These seeds act as germ mules to give rise to future succession stages. In primary succession, the formed biomass is low. In secondary succession, the biomass is higher because a large number of biomass is already present before the initiation of succession. Now let us see different steps in the process of ecological succession. The first step is nudation. As the name suggests, nudation involves cleaning of a particular area, whether by some natural calamity or by some biological agents. Nudation follows invasion or migration. Invasion include the invasion of other plants or animals to the nudated area, or migration. Migration and invasion are not same thing. Migration generally involves the organisms which can move, and invasion generally includes the organisms which are carried to the nudated area via abiotic means like air or water and similar mechanisms. Then there is process of ecasis. This means establishment of a particular fauna or flora at a particular area. Ecasis is followed by aggregation. Aggregation is the aggregation, as the name suggests, is the clumping together of different organisms. Then there is competition. Competition is intrinsic feature of every community. Wherever there is more than one organism, always there is some kind of competition for resources. The competition leads to reaction, and this reaction is followed by stabilization of the existing species, which for long time they are called climax. The series of various stages, also called serial stages, of succession taking place at a particular habitat is known as sear. The first life forms which appear on the bare habitat are called pioneer plants. So these pioneer plants or pioneer species are the ones who invade or migrate to the nudated space. After several changes, a habitat becomes occupied by more tolerant species, which forms a climax community. So after competition, reaction, and stabilization, the community which survives and takes place uh, in a particular area and are very much stable and resistant to ecological changes and different calamities are called climax. It should also be noted that there are two specific and ecological system. One is resilience, one is resistance. The pioneer communities are more resilient, while the climax communities are more resistant. So there are different kind of sears, or we can say different examples of ecological succession, which is based on the type of ecosystem where the ecological succession is taking place, like hydrosear, where the ecological succession initiates in aquatic ecosystem, gerosear, where the ecological succession initiates in um, dry and arid ecosystem, Samosear, where the ecological succession initiates in sand dunes, Lithosphere, where the succession initiates on rock surface, and Halosphere, where the ecological succession initiates in a saline environment. Basically, hydrosphere and geosphere are broad subdivisions succession. Samosphere, lithosphere, and halosphere can be considered parts of hydrosphere. Now let us try to understand the process of succession using two examples. One, succession in an aquatic ecosystem, that is hydrosphere, and the succession in arid ecosystem, that is geosphere. In ecosystem, the pioneer communities are the microscopic plants, which are algae and blue-green algae, that is monerans. I have taken examples of algae and blue-green algae separately because they both are different with respect to their organization. Algae are eukaryotes and blue-green algae are prokaryotes, but they together form the phytoplankton population. When phytoplankton population they die, their biomass uh, forms the nursery bed for higher plants like other submerged, floating, pelagic, and fully merged, semi-merged, similar kind of plants like Vallisneria, Hydrilla, Lotus, etc. So after these aquatic plants, they start growing in the area. After their death and their biomass production, the other higher plants occupy the same area, like mosses and other bryophytes. Bryophytes are followed by pteridophytes, which are followed by higher plants which grow on swampy areas and marshy areas like marsh meadows and swamp reed stage plants, and they are further followed by the appearance of higher monocots and dicots woody trees, and these trees are the climax community individuals. This is an example of hydrosphere. Now let us see an example of gerosphere. In gerosphere, a barren area is occupied by lichens and mosses. The lichens and mosses, they form the nursery bed for higher plants like grasses. The annual grasses are followed by formation of perennial grasses. Perennial grasses are followed by the arrival of shrubs. The shrubs are later replaced by the woody trees, which are the climax communities. So these are two basic examples where we study the process of ecological succession in most traditional textbooks. Now let us have a look over the physiological changes occurring during the process of succession in the different stages of the cereal communities. There are parameters which keep on increasing over time during the process of succession. These are energy. The energy content of the ecosystem increases during succession. The organization becomes more complex, and the entropy generated by the system also increases. The maintenance and reproduction ratio, as well as the respiration, also increases during succession. Biomass also keeps increasing during the process of succession, and the feedback mechanisms becomes more prominent and complex. The food chain length becomes longer and complicated during the process of succession. Apart from various parameters which show gradual increase, there are some parameters which keeps on reducing during the process of succession. The decreasing ones are the gross production and biomass ratio. The respiration biomass ratio, which is also a measure of entropy biomass ratio, and which Odom has called Schrodinger's ratio, according to the authors like Ludovici and Poletti, which has been cited by Odom also. These keep on decreasing during the process of succession. The rate of increased entropy production also decreases, and the nutrient exchange rate and internal entropy also decreases. So these are the physiological changes during the process of succession. So today I discussed about ecological succession in details. If anyone has any questions, he or she may freely ask me on my email ID, that is livelycolors@gmail.com, livelycolors@gmail.com. Else they can also comment in the comment section below this video. Thank you.